Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by for this What Sold video on items we sold on platforms like eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and Facebook Marketplace. If you like reseller content, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more. If you're new here, my name is Pam. I am a full-time reseller. I have been reselling for 4 years, but I have been full-time for about 2 years now. And about 8 months ago, my husband joined me full-time when he lost his full-time job. It was totally unexpected, so it's been a bit of a challenge for us to figure it all out, but we are determined to figure it out, and we have been doing really well. But just, with it being unexpected, we have faced some challenges. I have mentioned to you guys on Instagram that I will be working on a video soon to talk more in depth about where we are and what challenges we have been facing. But for right now, we're gonna go ahead and do a what sold video. So these sales will be for last week, Sunday through Saturday. So that is the 20th to the 26th. We had a total of 47 items sell. Now we definitely want to basically double that number, but like I said, along with some of the challenges that I talked about earlier with my husband joining me full time, is that when he lost his job, we had already ordered a shed that we plan to put in our yard so that we could free up some inventory from so that we could free up some space in our garage for more inventory, because I was planning to grow and it was just me. I still wanted to grow my business and have more sales, and I knew that I needed more space for inventory. He has a hobby of playing 40K Warhammer. You probably have never heard of it. I never heard of it before I met him, but it's a gaming thing, like a tabletop game, right? So with this game comes a ton of pieces, and he has been collecting them for a very long time. So it was taking up a lot of space in our garage. So we decided to purchase a shed so that we can put that in the yard. We kind of debated back and forth whether or not I would put inventory in the shed and he could keep his stuff in the garage, or he would move all of his stuff to the garage, to the shed, and then free up some space for me in the garage. We decided that he would move his stuff to the garage, to the shed. I don't know why I keep getting them mixed up. He would move his stuff to the shed and free up some space for me in the garage. So like I said, when he lost his job, this was already in the works. We were waiting for the shed to arrive. We had to wait several months for it. But this past month, the month of March, he has been completely dedicated to working on it, as far as some shelves that he wants to add and the way he wants to decorate it. He's planning on starting a YouTube channel for his gaming. That was the plan from the very beginning, just as a fun side hustle. But yeah, so things just changed a lot when he lost his job unexpectedly. But I told him that I would hold things down on my own as much as I could, so that he could fully focus on getting the shed done, because I'm really already busting out of my office and I really need that space in the garage. So like I said, we sold 43 items last week, but I definitely, when he comes back, I mean, he hasn't really gone anywhere. He's just in the backyard. But when he comes back, which is pretty much this week, he's pretty much done with the shed, just the little things here and there, but he's definitely going to be spending a lot more time reselling with me starting this week so that we can get these numbers back up. Okay, but without further ado or further explanation as to what's going on, again, I will make a video that talks about more details on our transition with him losing his job and working with me full-time as a reseller. But for now, let's go ahead and get into what sold last week. Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead and get into the first item. The first item here did sell for $10 and the buyer paid $5 for shipping. It was our lowest profit, because I paid $2.91 for it. And so after fees and shipping, my profit, or our profit, was $5.97. Now this item I didn't totally source to sell. I happened to be sourcing that day, and it was just a few days before my daughter's second birthday party. Now for her second birthday party, we were having a Too Wild safari theme. And I had asked everyone to wear something animal print or safari themed. And I myself had something in mind to wear, but I wasn't thrilled with it. So when I went sourcing this particular day, just a few days before her birthday party, I found this dress along with another one, also by the brand Shein or Shein, however you pronounce it. But yeah, so I picked up both of them because I said, you know what, I'll decide when I get home. I don't even think I tried it on at the thrift store. I knew I could sell them and make a profit afterwards. I knew it wasn't going to be a big profit, but I had a lot going on that week with planning her birthday and everything. So I picked it up. I did end up wearing this dress. My husband's outfit was completely over the top, but you know what? I was so happy that he got into it and we had a really good time with the safari theme. The other crazy thing is, you see that giant giraffe back there? I also picked him up at Goodwill. So I was looking for decorations for her birthday. I did not expect to find anything because you don't go to Goodwill like specifically looking for anything like that. But I was like, maybe. It happened to be on a brand new rack and I look like a total crazy person because this thing was life size. It was like my height. So I look like a crazy person leaving Goodwill with it. Everyone was looking at me, but everyone was making comments about how cool he was. Okay, so before I go on to the next item that's sold, I just had to share this epic photo of Skylar enjoying her birthday cupcake with the giant giraffe in the background. By the way, Goodwill had the giraffe priced at $20, and with my discount, I paid $12 for him. We did see that he was selling on eBay for $100, but after debating back and forth whether or not we would resell it, we decided it was too big and too difficult to store and package when it did sell, so we decided to just redonate it. Okay, so the second item that sold is this WDNY short sleeve top. So the story behind this item is my husband sourced this by himself at the bins. So I made a video, I'll link it here, about our first trip to the bins together. It was all his idea. Well, not his idea. I had been wanting to go to the bins for a while, but I was a little scared. So it took a little persuading on his part to get me to finally go. And I made a video about our experience there. And I also show you guys all of the things we found, even though they mostly weren't that great, but we did end up finding a really awesome item at the end. So yeah, a lot of people said that we would get addicted to the bins after we went for the first time. Now that didn't so much happen to me. I still preferred shopping at regular Goodwill stores because the Goodwill bins is just, it's a whole different world. It is very aggressive to say the least. And I kind of have to be mentally in the mood for that. Well, not in the mood. I'm never in the mood for that, but I have to be in a mental place to be able to do that. But that was a different story for my husband. He was pretty addicted from the beginning. He could not wait to go back. So after we went to the bins for the very first time, I think it was the next day or the day after, within 1 to 2 days, he could not stop talking about going back. And I'm like, I'm not ready. Like, we still have a lot of stuff to process that we got from the last time we went. So I was like, I'm just not mentally ready to go back there yet. So he was like, do you mind if I go by myself? I'm like, go ahead. So he ended up going. Clothing is not totally his thing, and he was very new to reselling with me at the time. So he ended up going by himself. He did really good on the hard goods area. He got a bunch of great shoes, but he brought home, as far as clothing, some pretty bad items that I ended up redonating. But he was totally cool about it. He was like, I don't know how I did on the clothes, but let's go through it together. And we did, and it was a lot of like just brands that weren't going to sell for much and just weren't worth the time to list. This one, I thought it was a cute style and a basic top that would sell eventually, and he paid so little for it, so I figured I would go ahead and list it. Anyway, that's the story behind this one. It did end up selling for $13. And I did offer a shipping discount. So after our cost of goods of $1.81, we earned $5.56 there. So again, not a big profit, but I was really super proud of him for going to the bins by himself. He was there all day. And like I said, he did really good on hard goods and shoes, and he ended up getting me a large steamer. I was still using like a small handheld steamer at the time, and he found like one of those big industrial or commercial grade steamers for like, oh my God, like $2. The thing works perfectly. It's just missing like the handle where you would put the handle on. But that's fine because I just hang it on like my clothing rack, like the little hose part. But yeah, I was really super proud of him. Okay, so the next item that's sold here are these For the Republic, which I believe is a Nordstrom house brand. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that they are. These fringe hem wide leg pants. I did pay $3.37 for them, but I thought they were a really cute style, and we're getting into spring and they're lightweight and pretty bright colors. I figured they would do well. They did not sell for much, but they sold really quickly. In about 3 weeks after listing them, they sold for $14. No shipping discount. They sold on Poshmark, and after our cost of goods, we netted earnings of $7.68. I pretty much knew when I got these that they wouldn't sell for much, but I did think that they would sell quickly, and I'm always good with a quick flip. So even though it's a low profit there, it was quick and easy to list, and I sourced it, you know, amongst a bunch of other items that day. So a quick flip earning us $7.68. Those small sales really do add up. Okay, so this next sale was another bins find. We paid 39 cents for it, and I had it listed on all the marketplaces that I list to: Facebook, Mercari, Poshmark, and eBay, but they ended up selling on Facebook Marketplace, but like a local sale. So someone reached out to me and said she lived in the area, and she offered me $15 for them. I think I had them listed at $19. So that's really great because there's no fees taken out with that. I mean, I still include it in my numbers for tax purposes, but there's no platform fees there. So they sold for $15, and with the 39 cents we put in, we earned $14.61. Crocs is a brand that we sell often, we find often here in Florida. They normally don't sell for a ton, so we try to only source them at a low cost, and at 39 cents for these, that was absolutely perfect. Okay, so this next sale was also a quick flip that sold just within a couple weeks of listing. I paid $1 for these Zach and Rachel size 12 gingham check pants. They sold for $16, and after our fees and cost of goods, we earned $9.88. Okay, so the next item is an item that sold on Mercari. It is this Tommy Bahama silk button down with this cool palm tree print. I do like picking up Tommy Bahama. I find it a ton here in Florida, but it really does depend on the style and the material content. I do find that the silk pieces do better than, say, a cotton piece. So I tend to stay away from cotton unless I think it's a really good size, like a larger size or a really cool print. But for the most part, I do really well with silk, and I thought this was a really nice print. So it ended up selling for $28 on Mercari, and after my cost of goods of $3.21, we earned $20.88. Okay, so the next item that sold is this J. Crew one-piece floral bathing suit. I don't typically look at bathing suits, but I happen to look at bathing suits on this particular day. I don't know why. I guess I had some energy left in me at the end of my shopping trip, so I decided to look at bathing suits, and I thought this one was really nice. I paid $5 for it. It was probably listed for, it was listed for less than a month before it sold. It sold for $28 on Poshmark. I did offer a shipping discount of $1.72, so after shipping and fees, we earned $15.68. Okay, so the next item that's sold are these Anthropology striped linen pants. I was super excited and proud of my husband because he found them at the bins, and when we go to the bins together, which we try to go every Sunday, although we have missed the last 2 Sundays, again, because he's been working on the shed, as I mentioned earlier. But yeah, I was really proud of him because I pretty much focus on clothing while we're at the bins, and he focuses on hard goods and shoes. So I don't know what happened. I guess he felt like he had already looked at all of the bins for hard goods and shoes, so he decided to poke around clothing, and he's like, here, I found Anthropology. I'm like, oh, okay. So, and they were in like really, really good condition. We ended up paying $1.06 for them at the bins. That's what I absolutely love about going to the bins. And they sold on Facebook Marketplace, which has the lowest selling fee at only 5%. So after our super low cost of goods and the super low selling fee on on Facebook Marketplace, not Poshmark, they have the highest. On Facebook Marketplace, our earnings was $25.25. And it was a super quick flip, probably within a couple weeks. Okay, so this next item was something that sold pretty quickly, just within a few weeks of listing. I am feeling so proud of myself because I've been reselling for 4 years, and I really feel like I'm finally picking up items that are selling within just a couple weeks, less than a month, sometimes less than that, and I'm really proud of myself for that. With this particular item, I just wasn't sure how it would do, but the sell-through rate on eBay looked good. That's where I ended up checking comps for this one, and I decided to pick it up based on that. But it did not end up selling on eBay. It ended up selling on Mercari. So I had this item listed for $29, and I received an offer from a buyer on Mercari of $20. I countered $24, but somehow she ended up buying them for the full price that I had it listed at, which was $29. I'm not sure how that happened, but like I said, I sent her a counter offer of $24. She must have just gone back into the listing and clicked buy it now at the full price. I've never had that happen before, but she wasn't happy about it. So she messaged me right away and said, I don't know what happened, but it looks like I paid the full price, and can you just mail me $5 with the item? Yeah, I was not going to mail her $5. So I told her, in this case, we will need to cancel the order and redo it. But she didn't want to do that. She decided that she was fine with paying $29. So that was interesting. I've never had a buyer ask me to mail them cash. But yeah, in the end, she was happy and she did receive the item and she accepted it. No feedback, but seems that she was happy with it. Okay, so the next item that sold on eBay. It is this Maeve by Anthropology dress. It was a silk dress. I thought it was super pretty. I did list it almost a year ago, back in July 2021. It's March 2022. So I was getting ready to relist this item. I had it on my to-do list. I will normally go through my items and see, what has been sitting for a while, especially if it's something that is approaching the season that we're getting into. So I thought this dress would be great for spring. So I said, it was on my to-do list to relist it. It sold on an offer that I sent to a watcher on eBay for $32.99, and the buyer paid $5.99 for shipping. And I was super happy that I didn't have to relist it. So this next sale was another eBay sale, but it was an item that I really regret picking up, or not. I don't regret picking it up. I regret how much I paid for it. So I sourced this item, I believe, at Clothes Mentor, like a buy-sell trade store, because I wanted to dabble in sourcing at buy-sell trade stores and like finding higher end items. And at the time when I purchased this, I thought Vince was like a really great Bolo brand, but I was wrong. I mean, it's a good brand, but definitely not what I paid for it. I paid $17.04. And then when I got it home, I found a stain, so I was not happy about that. I definitely had regrets when I brought it home, but I figured I could sell it and at least make my money back. It did sit for a little while. I listed it in October and it didn't sell until March. In the end, it sold for $32.99. I did pay for the shipping on this, $3.48. So after fees and shipping and my cost of goods, we profited $7.97. So I still made a profit, but definitely would not pay up that high again for a basic Vince top. So this next sale are these Clarks Mary Janes. They sold on Poshmark for $35. We paid $4.80 for them after cost of goods and fees. We profited $23.20. Clarks is a brand I used to, when I first started reselling 4 years ago, I would pick up more so than I will now. Now I will only pick them up if they're like a more current style or they're in really, really good condition. They do have a really good sell-through rate. These weren't listed for very long before they sold, probably around 3 months, but I am finding that many of the other Clarks shoes we have tend to sit for about 6 months before they sell. And then they don't sell for very much. This next sale was an item that sold very quickly, probably about 2 weeks. It's by the brand Garnet Hill. I mentioned in my last What Sold video that the other Garnet Hill I had ever found also sold very quickly, not for a ton, but it did sell very quickly. So this brand definitely has a following. This was an open weave cable knit sweater with linen and cotton in the material content. And yeah, it sold super quickly for $30 with $5.99 the buyer paid for shipping. So after my cost of goods, which was $1, that's exciting. So I paid $1 at the Salvation Army, I'm assuming, unless I got it at a yard sale. That's one thing I don't put on my spreadsheet is where I got items. I typically just remember. I think I got this one at Salvation Army for Dollar Day. And after cost of goods and fees, we profited $25.66. Okay, so the next item that sold is this Kipling bag. I had never heard of the brand Kipling before, but I thought the bag was in really great condition. I found it at the bins, and yeah, I had never heard of it. But upon checking comps, which is why it's so important to check your comps, I saw that it had a really great sell-through rate and it had a following. I paid $1.36 for it. It ended up selling on Poshmark for $39, and after fees and our cost of goods, we earned $29.84. And I think it was listed for about 2 months before it sold, but it definitely got a lot of attention. And I received a couple of messages from people asking me if I could lower the price. But because it was getting so much attention, I figured I would just wait until someone purchased it for full price, which they did because I had it listed for $39, and that's what it ended up selling for. Okay, so this next item took a little longer to sell than I thought it would. It is by Soft Surroundings. That is a brand I used to pick up a lot, but I'm being a little more selective in it now. I do like to pick up larger sizes. This was not the case. This is an extra small, but it was new with tags, and I just thought it was a beautiful dress, so I went ahead and took a chance and purchased it even though it was an extra small. I only paid $3.21. It was on the 50% off sale at Goodwill, so $3.21. I was pretty comfortable paying that for it. It did take about 4 months to sell, and it ended up selling on eBay for $38, and the buyer paid $6 for shipping. I was a little nervous, especially with it selling on eBay, because on eBay you can pretty much return anything if it doesn't fit you, and we do get some returns on eBay, but it's still worth it to list on eBay because it's not so bad as far as returns are concerned where we want to stop listing there. We make decent money enough on eBay where it's still worth it for us to list and just deal with the occasional returns. So I was super, super excited when I got positive feedback from the buyer on this item, and she said it was a perfect fit. So yeah, I was really happy that it fit her perfectly because even though I do provide measurements, we all know that buyers don't always read them. So when I sold it on eBay, I was a little nervous that it might come back. And when she said it fit her perfectly, I was super happy. Okay, so this next item that sold, I had never heard of the brand, but I would definitely say it's a Bolo brand. The brand is Emerson Fry. I had never heard of it, but my husband went sourcing. Well, not so much sourcing. What he likes to do is just pop in and check new racks. I mean, obviously that's sourcing. I'm saying like he doesn't like go out and say I'm going to source all day. Like I will typically do that. But he will just pop in, especially if he's passing one or if he's near one. He likes to pop in and check new racks. He doesn't typically check out the clothing new racks, but in this particular day, there weren't a ton of hard good racks, so he went ahead and checked the clothing. Since he's not super confident on clothing, he called me on the phone and was just like going through all of the items and saying the brand of the item, and then I would tell him like pass, 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 or you know, if it was a brand that I'm like on the fence about, I would ask him to send me a picture or tell me the size or give me a little more details. This brand I had not heard of, but while he was naming all of the other brands he was seeing, I decided to check comps really quickly on my phone and was like, oh my God, go back to that Emerson Fry dress, because I could not believe the comps I was seeing. So I asked him to send me a picture of it. It was super plain, but like I said, it just didn't matter. The comps on this item look really, really awesome. So he brought it home and it did get some likes and attention right away. It took about a month to sell and it sold for $55 on Poshmark. We did pay $5.61 after fees and cost of goods. We profited $35.71. Okay, so the next item that sold is this Torrid one-piece bathing suit, and it sold on eBay. So I am still a little nervous because it's eBay that it may come back as a return. I have not received any feedback yet from the buyer, but so far so good. You don't always get feedback, but they have received it. It's been delivered a few days ago. This bathing suit got a ton of attention. I like to pick up Torrid, but I am getting more selective. And I only like to purchase it at a really low cost because it doesn't typically sell for a lot, but it does typically sell quickly, especially on Mercari. On this particular sourcing day, I actually picked up 2 Torrid bathing suits, and the first one sold for, I believe, $68 on Mercari. And then this one sat a little bit longer, but I think I listed it a month ago. The first one just sold like within 5 days or something. This one took about a month to sell. It sold on eBay for it sold for $50 and the buyer paid $5.99. I did pay $4 for it, so after cost of goods and fees, we profited $40.08. So Torrid bathing suits, I would definitely be on the lookout for, because the regular tops and even jeans, I do not sell for $50 or $68 like I sold that other bathing suit for. Okay, so this next item that sold is quite a situation. I don't know, you guys tell me if you've ever had an experience like this, but it was a sale. It's a Torrid. I'm going to just show you the Poshmark photo of it because the listing on Mercari is no longer there. It's sold on Mercari, this Torrid ribbed sweater. I paid $2.75 for it at the Salvation Army. It sold very quickly on Mercari, but I want to say I received a message from Mercari that the order was canceled probably like 6 to 8 hours after she purchased it. So I had already had my mail carrier pick it up. It was already gone. And I'm like, what the heck? So normally, I want to say on Mercari, I've received some sort of message first that will ask me, or at least I think on Poshmark they do that. But yeah, I responded, or I had to write to Mercari and ask and tell them that this item has already shipped, you know, what do I do? And there was a couple of messages back and forth with Mercari customer service, and then the person there told me that they had to escalate my situation to someone else and that I should hear from them shortly. It's been a few days and I have not heard from anyone. So I'm really frustrated. I don't know what to do. I did respond back to that message and said, look, I have not heard from anyone. So what is going on? This item has left my home and I don't even have a way of tracking it because I went back to the email where Mercari sends you the label and I checked the tracking on that tracking number. But when I go to track that number, USPS says that that label has been canceled. So what the hell? I have never had this happen before, but let me know if you guys have and I'll follow up and let you know what happened with it. But right now I am still waiting to hear back from them, but that was super duper frustrating. Why would you cancel it without asking me, especially that much of time? Like, I ship right away. So yeah, super frustrating. Let me know if you've had this experience. I'm still waiting for Mercari to somehow pay me for this item. Okay, you guys, so that is everything that sold last week. Thank you so much for coming back and watching another What Sold video. If this was your first time, please consider subscribing. I will be doing these videos every week. I will also be doing haul videos every week or every other week. Right now, we haven't gone sourcing this week or last week because, like I said, my husband's been focused on working on the shed and completing it so that I can get more inventory moved into the garage. And I will keep you guys posted on where we're at with all of that because it's really exciting and I just can't wait to share it with you guys. So please subscribe so you can see where we're at with all of that stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!